Farming is fun in video games, so I thought I'd try it out in real life.
Hello boys, I'm jadenjaguar and welcome back to my show. I talk about games I really love and other stuff. This episode is on Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley was released on February 26, 2016 on Windows and later ported to the PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and phones. Stardew Valley was created by Concerned Ape or Eric Barone, and Concerned Ape worked on the game by himself for 4 years.
The game was inspired by Harvest Moon, with changes made to address some of the issues he saw with the series. The game was received incredibly well from fans and critics alike and did considerably well for an indie title. As of 2020, it has sold 10 million copies across all platforms. I love the game so much I actually own it twice. I bought the first copy on Steam, and when the Switch port came out, I purchased that too. I originally got the game for my birthday in May of 2016, after seeing many positive reviews and being a huge fan of the Harvest Moon series. I remember renting Harvest Moon Tree of Tranquility for the Wii from Blockbuster, getting Harvest Moon Tale of Two Towns on my 3DS, and playing Harvest Moon Adventure Mineral Town on the Game Boy Advance. So I was very excited when I finally got to play the spiritual successor, Stardew Valley, for the first time. The game starts off with your grandfather dying and giving you a letter that you should only open when you feel crushed by the burden of modern society. A couple years pass until one day, while working at your dead-end corporate job at Joja, you finally open the letter and find out you've been gifted your grandfather's old farm. Just like that, you drop everything and move to Pelican Town in Stardew Valley, greeted by Mayor Lewis and the carpenter Robin. They show you your new rustic place and gloss over the fact that the farm has become a dump. You head on over to bed and your farming adventure begins the next day. Unlike other life simulator games like Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley has its own internal time system, so you don't need to wait real days for new things to happen. For every 7 seconds in real life, 10 minutes happen in the game, and each day lasts from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. There are 4 months, each named after a season that lasts 28 days. So basically, spring, summer, winter, fall, not in that order. You have a limited amount of energy each day that you lose a bit every time you use a tool. Basically, you spend your life cultivating on your grandfather's farm, which is kind of the gist of the game. But if that's all there was to it, it would be lame, just like normal farming. I believe the best way to understand why I love this game is to examine how it takes a boring activity like farming and physical labor and turns it into something exciting and fun that has you hooked to come back every single time. Stardew Valley isn't just farming. It also has ranching, foraging, fishing, mining, combat, and relationships. It provides all of these ideas right off the bat. Instead of unlocking new gameplay mechanics later on in the game, Stardew Valley allows its gameplay to stand on its own and provides players with the freedom to play the game however they want right from the start. Farming involves planting seeds in the ground and watering them until they mature, which you can then sell to make money to buy more seeds. Or you can cook them to make food in order to gain more energy, or maybe you can give that food to people around town and befriend them. Every aspect of the game feeds into the other, so no matter what you end up doing, it feels like you're always making progress towards the goals you've set for yourself. After making a bit of money, you can buy coops or barns, and that leads into ranching. You look after animals by feeding them every day and petting them to raise their affection so they provide eggs or milk or wool. The more friendly an animal becomes, the higher quality materials they produce. Foraging involves picking up items off the ground like dandelions and seashells. You can sell those for money or give them away as a nice present. Fishing is, well, fishing. But it also has its own mini-game that is kinda challenging but fun to do. The goal is to keep the fish inside the green bar by moving the bar up and down. Fishing is a great way to make extra money early in the game. Mining and combat go hand in hand since you break rocks in the cave to get gems and ores. Ores like copper and iron can be smelted into bars, and which can then be used to upgrade your tools, making them more efficient. But the caves aren't just a walk in the park, they're filled with monsters, which you can fight off using a variety of weapons such as swords, daggers, and clubs. Each town person has 10 hearts that you can fill in order to become friends with them. You achieve this by completing the quests they ask you to do and by giving them gifts. You can give each person 2 gifts per week. Becoming friends with villagers isn't just for fun though, it can also be kinda handy. Sometimes they give you gifts or new cooking recipes. Some villagers are even romanceable, and once you get them to 10 hearts, you can propose and get married. Those townspeople, who are referred to as bachelors or bachelorettes, also have cutscenes called heart events every time they get to an even set of hearts, so 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, that delve into their backstory and character. Each villager has their own sets of favorites, likes, dislikes, and hates, and figuring them out is part of the fun. Of course, you could look up what everyone likes if you're super lazy. What's so great about Stardew Valley is not only does it have a variety of options to get into, it also lets you pick what you're interested in. Sure, it gives you quests here and there to get you started, but the beauty of the game is the freedom you have. It lets you set your own goals. Do you want to run a farm that makes the most money possible? Do you want to get married? Do you want to help return Pelican Town to its former glory? Do you want to make a pretty farm that just makes you happy? Do you want to spend all day fishing? It's up to you. Just play however you like and have fun. Every in-game day, you have a limited amount of time and energy to accomplish what you want to get done. Along with the energy depletion, it can take days to make things like growing crops or giving gifts happen. You start the game with 15 turnip seeds and 500 gold, but you lose energy very fast, so you can only do so much. Eventually, those turnips grow and you make some more money so that you can buy more seeds or maybe even some animals that provide a steady income, or maybe even upgrade your house and tools. Everything you do in the game helps you progress and gain the skills that help you get better and better. Then those improvements lead to more improvements. It's so simple, but all the mechanics just feed into each other and it makes you excited for your next milestone. And you become proud of what you've accomplished. The limited time and energy creates a small amount of pressure that makes you actually consider what you want to get done in a day so you can be as productive as possible, which is something I really appreciate. It's one of the main reasons I like Stardew Valley over other sim games such as Animal Crossing. I like managing my time, energy, and money. Even with all that, the game is super relaxing. You just get swept up in the music and sounds of nature and all the farming and fishing. Stardew Valley never fails to help me relax after a stressful day. I'm really impressed that this entire game was made by one person. All the art, coding, music, and writing. It's crazy because this game is so good you won't even believe it. You can really feel the love for the genre exude out of every crevice in the game. The music is perfect with new songs for every season and specific songs per bachelor and bachelorette to be used in their heart events. Let's listen to a couple snippets of my favorites. I still haven't gotten to my favorite part about Stardew Valley, which is the community center. After about one in-game week, Mayor Lewis will tell you about the old rundown Pelican Town Community Center. If you go inside, you'll find a little cube-like creature called a Junimo and a slab with writing that you can't read. The next day, your friendly neighborhood wizard will give you a letter telling you to stop by his tower. After exchanging pleasantries, he'll give you some magic forest juice. Staying true to its sketchy nature, it takes you on a drug trip. But the good news is afterwards you can read the slab in the community center. The Junimos want you to provide them with what they ask for, and in return, they'll fix the community center and other things around Pelican Town. The idea is absolutely brilliant! It always provides players the motivations and goals to try out everything the game has to offer without being too obtrusive. For example, the first bundle you can complete requires collecting all the spring foraging items like daffodils and dandelions. After you complete a bundle, you unlock more. Completing every bundle in a set gives you a huge reward, like unlocking the minecart system that allows you to travel to the mine or the blacksmith right from the comfort of your farm. The community center helps keep players motivated and makes them aware of how their farm is going so they can collect the necessary things to complete it. It always provides something for you to strive for when you don't have any other goals. Concerned Ape has now added a movie theater bundle that you get after you beat the community center that requires even harder items to keep you going late into the game. When the game first came out, Concerned Ape said that there were future plans to add multiplayer down the line. And, as of right now, there actually is multiplayer, and it's great! It's basically exactly what you're expecting. Stardew Valley, but with your friends. You can place cabins on your farm that your friends can stay in, and you can either share money or have separate money and just play with friends. It's honestly such a great feature to have.
I love this game with all my heart. When I found it, it was exactly what I wanted. A cute and charming game inspired by the Harvest Moon I played when I was a kid. It has farming, fishing, finance, breaking rocks, fighting, romance, and ugly pigs, and lots of love for the genre. Just the charm of the music and visuals is enough for this game to go down in history. But even after all that, I found it to be the funnest way to farm.